Welcome back to our video lesson for our week 2 module. So last week we talked about the different types of variation and kung paano kunin yung constant of variation at mag-solve ng problem. Ngayon naman, ang pag-uusapan natin dito sa week 2 module is we translate variation statement between two quantities given yung ating table of values, mathematical equation, graph, or vice versa noon. Tapos we solve problems involving variation. So first example, you buy a soft drinks at 10 pesos each. Show this in a tabular form and a graph. So ang sabi dito sa problem, we have a soft drinks na nagkakahalaga ng 10 pesos each. So meron tayong variable na price. Pwede natin yung isulat as P. Tapos meron din yung each. So that is a number of soft drinks. At it can be written as N. Tapos ngayon, kailangan yung malaman yung dependent sa ating independent variable. Ano ba yung dependent natin dyan? Tsaka ano yung independent? Pag sinabi kasing dependent, ayan yung variable na nakadepende on sa isang variable. At kapag independent naman, syempre from its name, hindi siya nakadepende doon sa isang variable naman. So, kaya niyang tumayo on his own. So, yung dependent natin dito, so analyze the problem. So, habang tumataas yung inyong number of soft drinks, di ba? Kasi pag bumili ka ng dalawang soft drinks, that will become 20 pesos, 30 pesos, and so on. So, yung nakadepende sa ating variable will be the price. At yung independent naman will be the number of soft drinks. Pakita natin yan sa sa ating graph. So we have here the P and N. So sa price natin, 'di ba sabi sa isang soft drinks meron daw tayong 10 pesos. So kung meron tayong dalawang soft drinks, we will have 20 pesos. 3 soft drinks, we will have 30. 4 pieces is 40 and 5 pieces is 50 pesos. So ngayon, after we get the table of values, alamin muna natin kung anong variation 'yan. So we have a variable of P. Ngayon kung makikita nyo, nag-i-increase yung ating P. As long as P increase, yung N din natin also increase. So ito ay direct variation. Ayun, kung ito ay direct variation, we have the equation for our direct variation which is y is equal to kx. At syempre, kailangan nating i-substitute yung variable na nasa problem. So, di ba, ang dependent natin dito is si price. So, si y yung ating dependent. So, it will become p equals k. Yung ating x will be the independent. So, it will become n. So, ito yung equation natin. So, after getting the equation, we need to find our k. Yung ating constant of variation. Solve for k. So, ngayon class, pwede kayong mamili dito sa limang to para makita natin yung k. So, ang pipiliin ko 10 and 1. P is equal to 10 equals k times 1. Kasi yung 1 natin is equal to n, di ba? So, simplify, you will have k is equal to 10. Ngayon, class, sir, bakit ka pipili ng isa lang? Bakit yung iba, same po ba na magiging answer? Try natin. So, we have 20 equals k times 2. Divide both sides by 2. We will have k is equal to 10. So, same pa rin sila, di ba? How about the 30? 30 equals k times 3. Divide both sides by 3. Our k is also 10. How about this 40 and 4? 40 is equal to k times 4. Divide both sides by 4. And we will have also 10. How about this 50 and 5? 50 equals k times 5. Divide both sides by 5. You will also have a 10 as a value of your k. So, kahit anong piliin nyo dito sa ating table of values, ang kaalabasan ng ating constant of variation will always be the same. Ngayon, ipakita natin yung graph. So, since yung ating sinubstitute sa x will be the n, so yung n yung nasa x-axis natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Dito naman sa y-axis. So, by 10 na lang ako dito kasi matatagalan tayo kapag sinulat ko isa-isa. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So, let us try to graph 1 and 10, 2 and 20, 3 and 30, 4 and 40, and 5 and 50. And then, connect the dots. So, ganyan yung itsura ng ating graph for the direct variation. Papunta siya sa, pa-diagonal siyang itsura ng ating line. Okay, another one example. If y varies directly as x, with y is equal to 24 when x is equal to 3, find the constant of variation and equation of the given variation. So, what type of variation ba ito? So, ang sabi, y varies directly as x, so this is a direct variation. So, alapin muna natin yung ating equation dito sa given variation natin. So, since ito ay direct variation at y varies directly as x, so ang magiging equation natin will become y equals kx. Ayan. Tapos, alamin daw natin yung constant of variation. So, substitute lang natin yung y and yung ating x, no? So, it will become 24 equals yung ating k. Yung k natin is unknown. Tapos, yung x natin is equal to 3. Then, divide both sides by 3. So, our k is equal to 8. At ngayon, class, kailangan natin siyang mapakita sa ating table of values. So, meron tayo ditong x and y. So, mag-i-start ako sa 1 sa ating x, no? 1, 2, 3, and 5. So, ang ka-pair daw ni 3 will be 24. Ngayon, hindi natin alam kung ano yung values ni ating y. Kasi ang pwede lang natin lagyan is yung mga values ni x, eh. So, kailangan nating isolve yan by using our k and yung ating pair na given na to, which is 3 and 24. So, dito tayo sa una. Gamitin natin tong 1. So, from our equation, y equals kx, yung x daw natin is equal to 1. At yung k natin is 8, no? So, yung y natin ngayon will be equal to 8. So, sinubstitute lang natin yan, yung ating x and k. So, una, meron tayong 8. Pangalawa, dito tayo sa 2. Y equals 8 times 2. That will be 16. So, 16 yung ating pangalawang value ng y. At dito naman tayo, y equals 4 times 8. Or baliktarin nyo na lang. So, y is equal to 32. And lastly, we have 5. Y is equal to 8 times 5. So, our y will become 40. So, kompleto na yung ating table of values. Ngayon, ipakita natin siya sa graph. So, start tayo sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sa x, 1. Tapos 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Ayan, graph natin sila. 1 and 8, 2 and 16, 3 and 24, 4 and 32, 5 and 40. And connect the dots. Ayan. So, ito yung ating graph for the direct variation na given natin. Next example. So, meron tayong given na table of values na dito. So, Alex takes a tricycle to reach the town plaza which is 240 meters from his starting point. So, ang sabi daw, from starting point to his destination, ito yung start niya. Dito naman yung destination or yung gusto niya marating. So, 240 meters daw yung yung kanyang haba. So, how fast should the tricycle run if Alex wants to reach the plaza in 5 minutes? For a fixed distance, how does time vary with speed? So, kailangan nating malaman yung 5 minutes, no? Kasi dito, wala pang 5 minutes. 4 minutes, tapos 6 minutes. So, ano daw yung ibig sabihin ng problem na to? I-analyze natin. So, ang sabi daw kasi, gaano daw kabilis yung sasakyan ni Alex para ma-reach nyo yung destination na 240 meters yung tatakbuhin ng sasakyan niya para 5 minutes lang yung biyahe niya. So, dito sa table of values, pinapakita na kapag yung takbo ng tricycle niya is 60 miles per minute, yung oras ng biyahe niya para ma-take yung destination will be 4 minutes lang. Ganun din sa other variable. So, pag 40 miles, 6 minutes lang. Kapag 30 miles, 8 minutes lang. Pag 24 miles, 10 minutes lang. Pero di natin alam yung 5 minutes. So, kailangan ninyong malaman is yung type of variation muna. So, ano bang type of variation natin dito? Kasi when time increases, yung ating speed or yung R decreases. So, other variable increase and the other one decreases. So, this is an inverse variation. So, ano ba yung variable na nakadepende sa isang variable? Analyze natin mabuti. So, di ba class, nakadepende yung inyong oras ng biyahe doon sa inyong takbo ng sasakyan. So, ang dependent natin will be the T. At yung independent natin will be the speed. So, yung T yung isa-substitute natin sa ating equation ng ating inverse variation. Kasi meron tayong equation ng y is equal to k over x. So, yung ating isa-substitute sa y will be T equals k over r. So, ito yung gagamitin natin. Ngayon, class, ano yung ating k? So, mamili lang tayo ng isa dito. Sa 4 and 60, 6 and 40, 8 and 30 para makita ninyo yung k. So, substitute lang natin yan. 4 equals k over 60. Then, MPE or multiplicative property of equality and multiply both sides by 60. So, our k is equal to 240 also. Try din natin itong isa. Itong 6 and 40. 4 equals, mali pala. It should be 6. 6 equals, let me erase lang muna. Should be 6 equals k over 40. So, MPE tayo, no? Divide, multiply both sides by 40. So, ang k natin, kasi 40 times 6 will also be 240. So, ganun din kapag sinubstitute nyo tong iba. Ganun din yung kakalabasan will always be 240 kasi yun yung ating constant of variation. Ngayon, ano daw yung ating speed kapag 5 minutes yung gustong biyahe nung ating problem? So, magdagdag tayo dyan ng 5. So, substitute lang natin yung ating k tapos yung ating minute from this equation. So, yung t natin daw is 5 equals what is our k? 240 over r. So, MPE tayo para malipat natin si r. So, it will become 5r equals 240. Ngayon, divide both sides by 5. Kaya, ang magiging r natin is equal to 48. So, ang biyahe natin dito sa ating hinahanap ng problem will be 48 minutes. 48 miles para marating niya yung destination niya in 5 minutes. Ngayon, ipakita din natin yung graph ng ating inverse variation. So, ano yung sa x natin? Yung x natin will be the r. So, by 10 tayo dito. 10, 20, 24, 30, 40, and 60. Dito naman sa ating y-axis, we have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 24. So, mag-start tayo sa 4 and 60. So, dito siya nag-start. Then, 6 and 40. Tapos, 8 and 30. Tapos, 10 and 24. Tapos, 12 and 20. Then, 24 and 10. Then, connect the... So, ganyan naman yung itsura ng ating inverse variation. Mirrored lang siya ng ating direct. So, pansinin nyo, ito yung graph na ating direct variation. Ito naman yung graph ng ating inverse. Okay? So, same na diagonal, pero mirror sila to each other. And class, remember na yung ating direct tsaka inverse, doon na nag-a-apply yung ating graph and yung ating table of values. So, dito na tayo sa example nito. If y varies jointly as x and z squared, so this is a joint variation. Diba, meron tayong equation sa joint which is z equals kxy. Ngayon, iba kasi yung variables na nasa problem. So, nauna yung y. So, y equals k, tapos x, and then z squared. So, ito na yung ating equation. Diba kasi meron tayong tatlong steps para mag-solve ng ating variation. 3 steps. So, yung step 1, find the variation equation or yung equation natin. Number 2, solve for k. At yung 3 natin, find what is asked in the problem. Review lang to ng last week. So, meron na tayong step 1. Dito na tayo sa solve for k. So, ang sabi, if y is equal to 48 when x is equal to 3 and z equals 2, what is our k? So, substitute lang natin yan. We have 48 sa ating y equals k. Yung x natin is 3. At yung z natin is 2 squared. Okay, ngayon, simplify natin. 48 equals k times 3. 2 squared. Ang 2 squared kasi is 2 times 2. So, it will become 4. Ngayon naman, k is equal to 12. 48. Then, divide both sides by 12. You will have k equals 4. So, since meron na tayong k for our step 2, pwede na natin kunin yung hinahanap sa problem, which is y. Solve for y. Kaya naman, from this equation, we have y equals yung k natin, which is 4. Tapos, x is 2. And yung z natin is 3 squared. Simplify. 4 times 2. Okay, dalawang 3 to. Ibig sabihin, kasi pag 3 squared, 3 times 3. So, that is 9. Simplify. We have 8 times 9. And then, we have y is equal to 72. So, tapos yung ating joint. So, ganun tayo ha. 3 steps. And you need to accomplish those 3 steps. Okay, dito naman tayo. A certain law in physics involving 3 quantities, P, V, and T states that V varies directly as T and inversely as P. So, ang sabi, yung V daw nag-varies directly as P. And inversely naman kapag kay P. So, this is a combined variation. At yung pinagsasama natin na dalawang variation will be direct plus inverse. Okay, ngayon, ano yung magiging equation natin for our step 1? Yung magiging equation natin, so, naunang variable will be V. So, V equals, syempre, yan ay fraction kapag combine, di ba? V equals K, yung nasa numerator will be the direct, so it will become T. At yung nasa denominator naman will be P. So, ito na yung equation natin. Then, we need to solve for K. Solve for K na tayo. Ang sabi, if V is equal to 240, 240 equals K. RT is 320. over 140. So class, kailangan nyo munang i-simplify to. What is 320 over 140 as simplified form? 320 divided by 140, kailangan nyo yung i-divide both by their GCF or yung greatest common factor nilang dalawa. So, ang pinaka-factor nila will be 20. So, divide natin, it will become 16 over 7. So, equals K times 16 over 7 equals 240. Okay, by using the MPE, we multiply both sides by 7. So, 240 times 7. What is 240 times 7? That will become 1680 equals K times 16. Ngayon, kailangan naman nating i-divide both sides by 16. So, what is 160 divided by 16? That is equal to 105. So, ang K natin is equal to 105. Okay, ngayon, meron na tayong K. Ngayon, yung hinahanap naman sa ating problem is V. So, solve for B. So, from our equation, V is equal to K T over P. So, yung V natin yung hinahanap, no? Tapos, 105 times T. What is T? That is 360 over 150. So, ngayon, simplify nyo. I-lowest term nyo na kaya nyo i-lowest term. So, yung 360 and 150, pag dinivide nyo both sides by 10, matatanggal yung 0. So, it will become 36 over 15. Ngayon, yung 105 ba, pwede nyo i-divide sa 15? So, yes. Yung 105 natin will become 7. So, 7 times 36, balik lang natin ha. 7 times 36 na lang yan, no? So, it will become V equals 252. So, ito na yung final answer natin for this example. So, class, yun lang naman yung ating examples at topic for this week 2 module. So, do you understand anything ba? And I hope you understand anything and naintindihan nyo mabuti. Pati may apply nyo rin sa pagsagot ng mga module nito. Okay? So class, yun na yung end ng ating video lesson and thank you so much for listening. See you on next week. Bye!